Are you addicted to the mechanics of the game that you're playing, or are you addicted to getting progression and not the actual game itself? This is a question that I'm stealing from the Codfather because it is a very interesting question that I still think about to this day. And I ask a lot of my friends this question as well, because it's something you have to think about when you play a lot of these games. What makes you come back to it? What makes you addicted? Is the game actually fun? Or are you addicted to a certain thing in the game that draws you back and not the game itself? Now, this video might be very long. This video is also a completely different topic from the last two videos that I've talked about because I'm a gamer, and as a game designer, I want to talk about video games. I thought about this topic and I decided, why not work on it? This is a topic I made a very, very long time ago in a video on another channel that I recently unlisted all the videos for, and it aged very well because, as the title shows, Call of Duty is not the same. And it will probably never be the same. First, and the most recent thing, is people talking about how there are AI bots now in the game. There has been AI and use of AI in Call of Duty for a very long time. When you load up a private match and want to just play with your friends, you can practice with AI bots. But now people are starting to see that there might actually be live bots in the multiplayer itself. And this is not a far-fetched idea to believe, as if you played COD Mobile or have ever been a fan of COD Mobile, there are AI bots in the multiplayer in COD Mobile. If they cannot fill your lobby, or if you are not having fun in a lobby and are continuously getting stomped on or leaving games, they will fill your lobby with AI bots to be able to keep you addicted to playing. This is something that really is interesting to see in gaming nowadays, because there are some games that are implementing this. Fortnite, for example, has use of AI bots, but they also publicly state to their community that there are bots in the game. So people know. The thing about Fortnite is that that game is for the casual audience. And this all stems from the conversation that a lot of the community has, which is EOMM and SBMM. And if you don't know the two, one is called engagement optimized matchmaking, and the other is skill-based matchmaking. Now, a lot of games use skill-based matchmaking, which is creating a lobby in which people are paired up with you dependent on your skill. A lot of games use this in ranked play. Some games use this in both ranked and in casual play. Call of Duty has used this for some time, but they have switched over to what Apex currently now uses, which is engagement optimized matchmaking. And there is patents on this that you can read and look up. And basically what the difference between the two is that engagement optimized matchmaking will decide whether you win or lose a match or what lobby you get into. It is no longer about skill. That is why I mentioned the AI bots earlier, because in COD Mobile, when an AI bot decides it's time for you to die, chances are you're going to die. Those bots can go from incredibly stupid to having the best aim known demand. And engagement optimized matchmaking realize when you're doing too good and when you're doing too bad, and they will have you either win or lose a game or make a game very close, because as the name suggests, it is to keep you engaged. And all of this comes together full circle. We are going to start back from a time in which we are currently in now, believe it or not, 2025. Black Ops 2 was the first game, I believe, in which skins became purchasable on guns, I want to say. Now, I'm not sure. I think maybe previous CODs you could do that, but Black Ops 2 is the one I vividly remember, because a lot of those skins, from the bacon skin to the Pack-a-Punch skin that you could use in multiplayer, just all of those things, and they cost like $3, $4, $5. They were very cheap back then, but people were ready to spend their money on it because Black Ops 2 was such a good game. And then the games after Black Ops 2 slowly going downhill, people came back to Black Ops 2 and were still paying money for these things because it was such a good game. Then we get to Advanced Warfare, and that's when we get introduced to supply drop gambling. And supply drops were gambling. It was found that supply drops are essentially gambling in video games. You can look it up. And this is why Call of Duty had to remove supply drops in general, because it was gambling. You were buying supply drops or getting supply drops at a very low rate in order to hope to get the thing that you wanted, rather than actually being able to get the thing that you wanted. That is gambling. So we went from supply drop gambling to where we are today. predatory purchases in the store. And what do I mean by that? Currently, Black Ops 6 has what I would say is the most dumbest skin that people will probably buy. And it is the one where a unicorn is pooping out of its butt rainbows. And these things aren't meant to attract players, but to keep people engaged, to buy things. Hence why they have a collab with Squid Games right now. They also did a collab in, I believe it was World War II, but I can't remember. I know it was in Warzone for sure, with Godzilla and King Kong. And it was the worst thing they ever created. Fortnite did it, and it was the best thing that was ever created. And you could see the differences between the both. One is predatory, the other is for the community. And like I said, this all wraps together. Activision does not have a community manager that actively talks to the player base. And by the player base, I mean everyone in the player base. The good people who support the game no matter what state it's in, and the bad people who either disrespect the game or dunk on the game just because they want to, or the people in the middle who still love the game but have critiques that actively need to be worked on by the developers to make the game better and enjoyable for everyone. So that leads me to my point. What is Activision's target audience? Who are they trying to reach to? It's simple, because like I said, Call of Duty is not for us. It's not like us. Editor's note, that was a terrible joke, and I do apologize for the corniness. Oh my god. It's nostalgia bait for people to buy the game. And what I mean by that is, for people like me who have played Call of Duty since Big Red 1, COD 4, they do things to nostalgia bait people to buy the game. The clear target audience for this game is casual players. I give you a perfect example. Why I made this video and I realize Call of Duty will never be the same. During Christmas, I went over my family's house. They started loading up the PlayStation and they saw me playing COD Mobile. So they were like, all right, cool, let's play COD. And so they were passing around the little portable PlayStation 5 thing and they were playing Black Ops 6. And I saw my family just having a blast. Something that I personally didn't do. Playing Black Ops 6, besides zombies, I really wasn't interested in anything else the game had to offer. Even the campaign was kind of lackluster. It was okay, I played it, but it was kind of lackluster. And there's another example that I have. I was playing with my friend, and we were playing Modern Warfare 3. And I could see how much fun he was having with the game versus the fun I wasn't having, because over time as we were playing, I started seeing the matchmaking flipped because I haven't played Call of Duty in so long and I was starting on a fresh new account that it wasn't tracking my stats from PlayStation, or maybe it was because it was the same account that I always use, but it was just like I was on PC now. And I could see how a lot of people were average to decent players. And because I used to play Call of Duty competitively and I was just dunking on people in the lobbies, I saw because of my skill level how it was flipping to better and better players over time. I saw my friends' engagement get worse and worse over time because people of my skill level were just dunking on him all the time, and I got tired of it because I was like, okay, I don't want to be facing sweats the whole time. And he was like, I don't understand why everybody's so sweaty right now. And I eventually just got off. We both got off, and me and him really haven't played the game together since. A lot of that has to do with me. I'm not saying that that was the determining factor. I just don't play the game. The example for this was that I could see the matchmaking flipping and showing how predatory the matchmaking really is for people that are just better and not casual players. They're going to cater to people buying skins rather than the people that have been there forever, because there's a video by the Codfather, and also I think Nero Cinema mentioned this too. The player base is slowly going down, as you can see by the Steam numbers. Not that many people are playing the game overall as they should be. A lot of people think, oh, Black Ops 6 has so many players. There's like 100,000 people in game right now. Call of Duty did a sneaky little thing back in, I believe, the first Modern Warfare that you may not remember, where they combined Warzone, Modern Warfare, and every game into one Call of Duty HQ and made it one app. This is why the game breaks and crashes so much, because every single game is now in one. So they have to merge everything together. I'm a game designer. I know how this stuff works. They have to merge everything together, and that can cause conflicts because there's different codes, different networks, all this stuff conflicting with each other in one single app. It's So when you update something, it may break something from a completely different game. We saw this happen with Modern Warfare when they updated Modern Warfare 3 and it broke everything in Warzone and the regular Modern Warfare. But even with this, there's currently on Steam right now 112 or something around that effect on January 1st, the day I'm recording this, players playing right now. And you may think, wow, that's very low for every single game in one. Think about how that adds up. Let's do some math real quick. Let's say Call of Duty's player numbers were to go down to 80,000 people right now. There is a skin in the game that cost $5. Round that, let's say that, $6 because of tax, etc. Right? But we're gonna use $5 as the example. All 80,000 of those people buy that $5 skin. Times that by 5, that's $400,000 just off of that $5 skin. Now take it to the fact that every single bundle in the game is about 20 and up at this point, because nothing is sold in the store really for $5 anymore. You times that by 20, you get $1,600,000. That is off 80,000 players buying one skin from the shop. Imagine how many other skins there are on the shop and things that people buy. There's 80,000 players. Now there's 100,000 players. That's really all they need to make their net profit. Even if the game was to go under 80,000 players, they could still make $1 million and call it a day. And that's why I say they're catering to the people who buy the skins and are playing the EOMM system rather than people like us who aren't buying the skin and aren't falling for this. We can't convince those people to just suddenly quit the game with us. Helldivers kind of had a similar situation when they said that you needed to have to have a PlayStation account in order to play the game. And a lot of people in the community were upset. They started review bombing the game, etc. Right? Same thing with Apex as well. They had the new battle pass system. People review bombed it. They changed it because they listened to the community actively. Helldivers had a lot of people who were for this and was like, oh, well, there's really no problem with me just making a PlayStation account and calling it a day. This one thing that I always say that some people have in their mindset: if it's not happening to me and my bubble, it doesn't exist. And that's kind of the thing with Call of Duty as well. There's cheaters and there's use of AI for a lot of things in the game. No matter how much this stuff is brought up, there's some people who will just have that bubble. Well, I haven't encountered any cheaters, or I can't confirm that there's cheaters in the game because I don't know what a cheater looks like. And I think that these things aren't made by AI. So if it's not affecting me, I don't care. Same thing goes for a lot of YouTubers as well. There's a lot of YouTubers who want to quit the game, but don't quit the game. You could tell that there's no passion behind what they're making in this game anymore because they want to quit, but they can't, and they feel like they can't. This is going to be for you YouTubers out there. If you guys feel as you want to quit but can't quit, really ask yourself, is my channel as successful as I think it is? And that might be harsh to say, but if your one niche is just playing Call of Duty for your audience, or tips and tricks for this one specific game, and you can't switch it up because your audience will all leave, then you need to start branching out to different places. Look at a lot of people who are playing Overwatch and are now switching to Marvel Rivals. Their players aren't dropping off significantly, or their views aren't dropping off significantly, and they're thinking, oh, well, I gotta play Overwatch even though this game's clearly not good. No, they're taking the risk and they're switching because they understand that they want a better game in Overwatch, and if they gotta switch because they're not enjoying it, they're not going to subject their fans to that. They're going to do something that is enjoyable for them. And that's the one thing with the community. Even though on Steam it's mostly negative and the player count is going down, a lot of people aren't coming together for one cause to actually have Activision be called out on their stuff. Whether it's review bombing the game significantly to overtake the casual people, or the people who are saying, oh, it's not affecting me, so I don't really care, Activision's not going to change. Remember the math we just did. Even if 80,000 people bought a $20 bundle, they would still make $1.6 million off of one bundle that cost $20. It doesn't matter from what game it comes from. It could just be 80,000 people that play Call of Duty. And that's why I say to a lot of these people who play casually, are you addicted to the actual game, the mechanics that are in the game and everything that's in the game, or are you just addicted to gaining progression in the game and not the actual game itself? It's something you need to ask yourself, and it's something that you really need to sit down and look and think like, wow, there's a lot of things going on. It takes a simple search just to see all the things going on in Call of Duty and realize that it will just never be the same. And like I say, for Nero Cinema and all these people who are against Call of Duty, at the end of the day, you'll never be able to change the casual player base, because those people aren't playing the game the way that we play it. When we used to play COD 4, when we used to play Black Ops 2, we were just having fun. They don't play the game like us. That's why Call of Duty will never be the same, because they're not focused on players like us, or like competitive players. They're focused on the players right now that just casually play, clock in and clock out from their 9 to 5 and hop on the game for a little bit before they gotta feed their kid or whatever it is. I know this video was long, but a lot of these things really needed to be explained in depth for you to really understand what is going on with Call of Duty right now and why Call of Duty just will never be the same. Thank you to everyone that watched this video. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do whatever you gotta do to help my currently non-existent videos be seen, and enjoy the rest of your day. Dzaya signing off.